Okay, guys, it's that special time of the year. Well, it's my birthday again. Okay. March 27th, 1961. I'm 61 years old today. Wow. I can't even believe it myself. And Hody, behind me, he's about the same age as me. So, you can call it your birthday, but every year I realize that this is my breath day, right? Is because, well, I took my first breath from my mama and my daddy that gave me life, right? What a special thing. So, just to look at that alone, no matter what relationship that you have with your family or anything else, life is but a dream, right? But life is but a miracle also. Look behind me. Life is but a miracle. So, every year I like to reflect back, not only, what did I do that was worthy in my last year of life, my life stream in the last year. And not only that, since I'm getting older now, I like to look back at my life, is because if you figure that most people don't make it to 100, but let's just say you make it to 100 years old, right? And you look at life as like a football game, right? First quarter, that's until a quarter, right? 25 years old. Your second quarter is from 26 years old, right, to 50. Your third quarter, right? You're getting close to the end of the game. You're in the third quarter. And that's from 51 years old to, let's say, 75. And the fourth quarter, well, we know what that is, right? 86, if you can even go ahead and even get to your fourth quarter. So I'm in my third quarter of life right now, okay, or third quarter of the game. And wow, what an interesting part of the game. When you're younger, you want to get knowledge because you thought knowledge was everything, right? Knowledge. And as you get older, you start to get gray hairs, right? And you start to get wisdom just because you've been here on this place for a long time. Remember? You've got knowledge, then you get some understanding. Okay, excuse me. You get some wisdom. Okay, just means you've been here, like I said, a lot of times, and you have figured out a lot of things just in your own little world. Okay, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is in about 50 years old. You start understanding life a little better, because when you're in your teens, right? Ouch! Just stepped on one of those little needle guys. When you're in your teens, you look at life as it's adventurous, right? When you're just from 1 year old to 10, it's just basically you're curious about everything. Everything is magical. And then when you get in your 20s, that's the years or the decade of confusion, right? Maybe for some, it's the decade of starting a family, or maybe starting what you want to do with your life, right? And then when you get in your 30s, you think you got it all together. You just do. Your 30s basically go by very quickly, right? Because you're doing more than you ever have trying to get ahead if you can, right? And then when you're in your 40s, you start to slow down a little bit. You start losing your testosterone. Okay, most people. And in your 50s, you start realizing that maybe Social Security is getting close, and or maybe retirement is in sight, right? Maybe I'm going to go ahead and do more vacations. Maybe I'm going to go ahead and read a book. Whatever it is, you're going to have some more time to do some things. And when you're 60, you find out a lot of times that now you're busier than you ever were, only because, well, now you have more responsibility. Maybe you've got grandchildren, you've children, you've got just people in your life that you have responsibility with. So, anyways, there's so much to always say, because there's always so much going on in the world. But just think, every time you have your birthday, just look back at your life. How much of a miracle life is. Look, how much of a miracle life is. And you really get a chance to only see miracle okay, or the miracles, is when you just get out in nature and you get a chance to look and see what nature, of course, is. And as I get older, I just find out that I see creation as a miracle. What's up, Emily? She's the matriarch right there, the brown one. She's the one that, she's like the wise one, the oldest one of all of these, well, the herd. She runs, they all run. Why? Because she does. They follow her cue. But anyways, the miracle of life is to be able to really, as you get older, everything is a mystery. That's the best part of knowledge, right? We don't know how a blade of grass works. We don't. Okay? But we can have theories on how the seed came, how the seed does what it does, and of course replicates itself so it could make more grass. Okay? Knowledge, remember, wisdom comes with your own personal experience, and understanding comes with critical thinking. So no matter what part of life you're in, right? The teens, your 20s, your 30s. There's always a new chapter that you could always open up. Okay? And a new chapter means you just change your life in the way and direction that maybe others have gone, or maybe you may want to go. So you don't need to lose your testosterone as you get older. Look, I'm 61 years old. How many 61-year-olds do you know that have abdominals? And I'm not, just, making fun, whatever. It's just what it is, right? So the protocols that I'm doing, they do, for me, work. And I would say in my 61 years of life, and practicing in the medical field since 1984 with a license, right? Seeing over 100,000 patient office visits, and that's a lot of people. Okay, it's a lot of time spending to try to understand the human condition, right? The mental condition, emotional, physical. But I can tell you this, in time, disease, okay, because that's what we're really trying to sidestep, right, is disease. Nobody wants to get sick, and if you do have sickness, okay, in yourself and or maybe around you, is there a way that you may be able to shed something that you've done to be able to make it so you, of course, have regained back your health? So my journey, we've been doing YouTube videos, got over 11 million views, right? And those aren't 11 million views of some viral, everybody's looking at 1 million views in an hour of something that's stupid. A lot of the things we talk about, remember, has to do with some form of critical thinking, or just basically what I've been doing in my life at that time. So, over the time, remember, I've changed my chapter so many times. And remember, we started the largest anecdotal clinical study in the world, basically. I was trying to push it, okay, to be able to see if we could sustain ourselves off of just eating plants alone. Remember, opened up a superfood company. We had Ultimate Superfoods, Earth Shift products, to be able to see if we can bring the best of the best of the best of things to you that are plant-based, and see if we can sustain ourselves on it. After 15 years, okay, and I always did work out, but after 15 years, I had to change my chapter. So you may be stuck in a chapter right now, no matter what it is, with your diet, with your work, just with yourself. And so I changed my chapter to be able to re-nourish myself once again. And so I started to re-nourish myself with animal products, to re-heal myself with animal products, okay? I tried, but I just couldn't do it. I tried, but I just couldn't do it. Do what? Be an herbivore. Okay, see these guys right here? These are called herbivores. And they've got special chambers in their belly to be able to digest this grass that they eat about 8 to 10 hours every day, all day long, taking this grass and turning it into something magical, right? Nature is a miracle, because something can eat grass and turn it into a sheep, into Mr. Hody over there, the birds that are chirping, okay? Taking plants, if you're an herbivore, and turning them into wool, hoofs, eyeballs, heart, liver, kidney, vascular system, lymphatic system, the miracle that takes place within all things, okay? All things, even parasites. They're a miracle, right? So, anyways, we are not herbivores. We do not have gut structures like herbivores. So if you've tried but you just couldn't do it, you may want to re-nourish yourself. And part of re-nourishing yourself is also learning, like I said, the most important things I've learned in 61 years of playing around here, experiencing things, but also experimenting day and night. This has been my daytime job and nighttime job. Is to see that there are just a few things that we all need to really look into that they don't teach us in any medical schools or anything. You have to really dig deep to be able to get this type of information. Dig deep. And that's on parasites, microparasites, ones that you can see with your eyes, right? And ones that you can't see with your eyes, the microparasites. Number 2, detoxification. Learn. Look at all the videos we've done since 2008. And like I said, our videos have to do with educating people just to become aware of becoming more aware from the unaware, or maybe unaware of being unaware. And it's just what it is. So, you know, there's lots of tips that you can catch on toxicity. Where does it come from? And how do you get it out of your body? How do you get it out of your body? Look, if you can see your abdominals, if you can see those, that means your toxicity level is down pretty good. If you can see in your arm these veins, okay, and you can see when I bend my arm there, those veins, they bend because my vascular system, look at, I'm 61 years old. 61 years old. I went to the beach yesterday. I didn't see too many 18 years old people or anybody that look fit, that looked healthy. Okay, and a male, remember, if you can see these veins in your arm, okay, this means you're healthy. That's what it means. You can see my plumbing. You can see my plumbing in my shoulders. Okay? You can see through your skin. It's transparent. So you got parasites, you got toxicity. And toxicity, of course, goes deep, and so does parasites, because there's not just parasites that are physical, okay, like the hookworms and tapeworms. Like I said, you should go ahead and watch our videos on parasites just to learn that. But it's also the you can call them the non-physical parasites, the mind parasites. We've talked about those on other Rethinking Realities, the mind parasites in the mind, right? How about the parasite that's in the air? Okay, watch our videos on RF frequencies. You want to hear what it sounds like that your ears can't sound like? This is the electronic parasite in the air. Can you hear it at night when everything is off in your house and you're ready to go to bed? Can you hear the ringing in your ears? Okay, some people will say you have tinnitus. Well, whatever it is, your ears are picking up some of the maybe ultrasonic frequencies in the air. Okay, this is the electronic parasite, I call the wireless tech, the smart tech. Shut as much of that stuff off as you can at night, and that's to make sure that maybe you can sleep better, make sure that your body can get a rest from constant bombardment of this parasite, right? Watch the other videos and you'll catch a little bit on that. Okay, parasites, toxicity, okay, these are big pieces of the pie. And of course, number 3, which is very important, which I had to do to myself, is re-nourish myself. Watch my 1-year transformation. That's good for you to go ahead and see what I was from 127 pounds when I stopped doing the all plant-based diet. Okay, and just in a little while, a couple months, 45 days, look at the change in not only my testosterone. Okay, you could see it. Minimum, it's anecdotal. You can see testosterone in somebody because they have muscle mass. If you're not eating enough protein, okay, you're not going to go ahead and have any muscle mass at all. You can't. Your body doesn't work that way. Carbs don't build muscle. No, they don't. Okay, protein and fat build muscle. And I eat a lot of fat. Look, and I'm not fat. You can see through my skin. Again, an old man, 61 years old. So some of the things that I'm doing, okay, and I change it up. Like I said, I was plant-based for 15 years. And it's good. Plant-based is good for detoxification, but you need to, in time, learn about, well, maybe you're poisoning yourself with the plant poisons called phytoalexins, right? And you don't even know you're poisoning yourself. You think turmeric's good for you? Well, it is in certain amounts. But if you take it all the time like I was, and you're putting in a lot of different types of oxalates, lectins, isoflavones, basically that take away your hormones, okay, estrogenic mimicking chemicals. I mean, all these pieces. That's why it's important to learn to navigate, okay, of these areas. That's it. And if you can do that, then you can not only stay healthy, but you can even look healthy. You can feel healthy, because that's part of life, is feeling healthy. So look, I'm standing on the ground right now, and I'm gaining free electrons in the grass. And of course, I don't put pesticides, insecticides, herbicides. I don't use any fertilizers on the grass or anything. This is just real grass, transferring my electrons. Lots of videos we've done on that, on grounding yourself. Okay, barefoot hiking, a lot of different things to be able to ground yourself and make you feel grounded. I'm going to give myself, since it's my birthday today, I'm going to take a vacation, and I'm going to lie full body in the sun for about 30 minutes, or just till I start to sweat a little bit. Full body, so I can stimulate my hormones. Watch our videos on that. Okay, the sun does stimulate your testosterone. It stimulates who you are, male or female. And just so you know, look, these animals here, we just had babies. We've done some videos on little babies. Look, this one right here's, she's the second to the youngest. Hey, babies. And, you know, I forgot what I was going to tell you. Anyways, doesn't matter. I got lots of things to say. So I'd have to rewind this thing and try to catch it. So anyways, learning about, you know, a variety of things that other people have gone through. Remember, life is an experiment. It just is. Nobody can tell you how to do anything and what to do. It's all an experiment. And you don't just try things as an inventor. You have to go ahead and have a little bit of basis behind what you're doing. If not, the guy that invented X-ray, right, Dr. Rankin, okay, well, not only killed himself, but he killed his family, right? He invented X-ray, Rankinology, okay, Rankin. That was the guy who studied that. Actually invented it. What a cool thing. Let's take pictures of everybody, okay? And they radiated their families and friends. In time, we find out about a lot of things, and we learn from each other, and that's basically, you know, what Earther Academy is about. A lot of the personal information that we put on Earther Academy, again, is all experimental. Like, look, here's my hot tub right here. And in my hot tub, I have not changed the water for 2 years, over 2 years now. And all I do is watch our video on baths, and I've got at least 20 5 pounds of minerals in this water. And I cleanse the water with a non-toxic disinfectant. Watch our videos on how I do that. It's on Earther Academy though, because a lot of the information that I'm showing people, like my catchment tank, how do you clean that inside to make it so it's not going to go ahead and have pathogens inside it. The same stuff that I use not only on my skin at times, and I've done videos on my brown recluse video on when I got bit by the brown recluse. What did I do to make it so I didn't have to go to the hospital and my hand was messed up? Using experimental protocols, therapies that are experimental only because maybe they're not approved by those that approve things, but it's been used billions of times around the world. It just doesn't make any money doing it. So these are things that you can look into. Not saying to try anything, but I try, as my whole life, I've been experimenting with myself on how I can become better. Become better. So that's when I got into bodybuilding, and I wanted to become better, right? I learned that diet back then, and that diet destroyed me too, is because I wasn't doing things correctly. And it takes time to experiment with you. You have to go through, try being a vegan for a little while, okay? Why not? Go ahead and malnourish yourself. Go ahead and maybe detox yourself, but watch out for glyphosate poisoning, right? Because it's in everything. Roundup, it's in everything. And you should look up maybe what biosludge is. Mike Adams did a good documentary on biosludge. That's a good one for you to go ahead and see. We'll put a link in. Okay, and biosludge is human fertilizer. And it's in a lot of your organic things. Okay? Really. So all you can do is navigate. That's it. Learn from others. And in time, you will find your own truth. You're not going to find my truth because it's mine. Okay? And my truth is going to be different than your truth, is because, like I said, I've seen a lot of people and done a lot of experimentations, because that's what doctors do. We experiment with people. We practice on people. Wind's blowing here. We practice on people, don't we? Yes, we do. How many years have you been practicing, Doc? Have you transferred any of that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding back to you? Can I see any type of validity in who you are trying to go ahead and be? A health practitioner. You can't be 250 pounds and be a health practitioner. You can, but you're a sick practitioner. You can't be 30, 40, 50 pounds overweight. And remember, all the doctors, they should go ahead and say, hey, how do I know you're a good doc? Well, at least you can show them your signature, because it's working for me. That's it. I can see that, right? I can see that with my eyes. I don't have to hear your intellect. I don't have to think that you're going to save me, be my savior. I don't have to think that. It's because, remember, in 61 years, I found out that you have to be your own savior. You have to be your own savior. You are the one that's going to help yourself in just about everything that you can imagine. And if you get some good friends, well, that's who you can experiment with. So you can, just like I have. I've been experimenting with Mark Daniels, a friend of mine, for 40 years on all different things, from bodybuilding diets, okay, to vegan diets, to carnivore diets, to now I'm on the gecko diet, which of course is working for me as much as I want it to work for me. I don't want inflammation in my body. And the plants, a lot of times, if your gut's inflamed, well, you may want to take a break from that, because there's lots of pesticides that are in the plants just by themselves. They're grown naturally in the plants. Cabbage has 49 pesticides just grown inside it, naturally. That's why things need to be fermented and processed. If not, you're eating plant poisons. And if you've got a gut problem, okay, like I had. Remember, I had blood in my stools for about 1.5 years before I had to snap out of the trans. Okay, snap out of the trans. People say, oh, you eat your sheep? No, I don't. These are my children. If I eat something, well, it's not my buddy. These have become my buddies. No, I'm not going to eat them. Would you eat your dog? No. So I'm just studying the sheep is because these loving animals are herd animals. They all take care of each other. Sheep are cool too because they don't have any horns. And they really don't bite, they don't bark, and they can teach you a lot about life. There is a hierarchy in here. The males are completely different than the females. Okay, the females are completely different in their traits. And I'm not even talking biological, I'm talking about their mental states. So there is a big difference between a male and a female, and that goes for everything. As long as you have your hormones working for you. Watch our video on estrogen, high estrogen society. Raising your hormones, testosterone. Okay, that's a good one for you to be able to really be able to just get a couple of tips, because remember, 50% of the people at least have super low testosterone. And I'm talking men. And then you got the other 50%, they're in the low range, right? There's only just maybe 1 or 2% of people that have probably average range testosterone. And when you have average range testosterone, then that means that your body is functioning correctly for males and females. Could it be possible? Remember, it's knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Could it be possible that we don't want to mate as much as because maybe we don't have the testosterone to be able to want to mate? Not to have sex, that's different. Not to mate. Okay? These animals, oh, that's what I was going to tell you. These animals only can mate if the pheromones are present. That's it. Okay? The female goes into heat, just like a dog goes into heat, just like an insect goes into heat. It ovulates. Humans go into heat every month. And testosterone is a big factor in producing this layer of pheromone. And the male, he has testosterone, and he smells the pheromones of the female, and he has no control. That little male right there, he's only 3.5 months old, and he's already trying to mount everybody. Okay, all of them, all the males. How do they know what to do about mating? The pheromones tell them what to do. The females, they have no desire to have sex. They only have desire when the pheromones tell them to mate. And if we take away testosterone from males, there's a good video. It's by Dr. Shauna. I could put a link in also. It's about just reduction in sperm. And that has to go with testosterone. And it goes deeply into a lot of different reasons why. And all you can do is navigate them. And of course, learn how to re-stimulate your own hormones. I would love to go ahead and try taking some human growth hormone just to see if I can repair some of my joints better. I'm just right now 100% natural. All I'm doing is having an anabolic diet. Remember, 61 years old, one more time. So, you know, not to be arrogant, not to be whatever, okay? Because it's just about maybe 1 out of, we'll be good, 1 out of 10 million people are in shape, okay, over 50 years old. And I'm just making a wild guess. I just don't see anybody. I saw a couple of guys at the beach that are in their 40s in pretty good shape. And I said, bravo. So, anyways, that just tells me when you can keep in shape and want to exercise. Remember, testosterone makes you do things. Estrogen makes you feel things. If you have high estrogen, well then all you do is feel things. And if you have high estrogen, if you're a male, you're not doing anything because testosterone makes you do things. All you're doing is complaining. All you're doing is having mental movies in your brains about a lot of things. So anyways, all I can say is before we sign off here, because it's already at 30 minutes here, don't believe in a lot of the things that you're told unless you investigate deeply on every subject. I don't care what it is. Politics, religion, okay, the way systems work, health, nutrition, whatever it is. Okay, investigate. You do have a computer, you do have the internet for now, and you can't just rely on other people to feed you, to spoon feed you. You have to look into things and just know out there that there is a lot of misinformation out there. So if you do have information that you feel has validity to it, let me take a look at it too. You can send it to eartheracademy.com. There's a little comments way to send messages there. And also one last thing, you know, they just stopped the mandate for wearing a diaper or needing any type of vaccine, right, to come to Hawaii. So that just started yesterday, I guess. That was the first day. You still have to wear, I guess, a muzzle on a plane, but in Hawaii you don't need to prove anything. No more PCR tests, no more, you know, vaccine cards or anything like that. So that's good. You don't have to wear a mask here at all. So we have the healthy vacation rentals. They're open right now. And we just had a group here just last week. It was good. There's 4 people here. And, you know, it's about $300 a night for a couple of people. And you have your own private, remember this is a 30-acre farm. And it's a beautiful way to reset your mind. If you want to do some detox, do some. We have the saunas there, steam sauna, far infrared sauna, purified water. So you don't have to buy any water in plastic bottles with endocrine disruptors. So you can keep your testosterone. You've got yourself the sun. Like I said, I'm going to take a vacation in a few minutes on my birthday here. I'm going to get full body sun and get recharged back up. But we're open back up. You're not doing medically supervised retreats right now. They just take a lot out of me. It's a big crew to be able to do that. But you can come up and experience, especially right now for the time being, of coming up and doing a healthy vacation and do as you wish. There's lots of places to go ahead and see here. You've got yourself your own private waterfall here to go into. You've got 30 acres. I mean, no one's going to be driving up here, whatever. It's just a private place. Can't even see a house, 360 degrees. The only house I can see at the bottom down there behind me, that's my other house over there. So, yeah, we only live with 8 people per square mile around here, so the population density is very low. And one of the best things you could do, like I said, is detox from a lot of the digital BS, a lot of the wireless crap. And you can use your computer and everything, bring it along with you. And we're all hardwired up. So something that you should do in your house too. At least shut your Wi-Fi off at night or put on some type of protective cover to cut down a lot of the power. You can put on they make them on the internet. It's just a protector. Basically it cuts down like 50, 60, 70% of the transmissions coming out of your Wi-Fi, or just shut the thing off or hardwire. Better yet. Okay, that's enough. Time for me to go jump out and get some sun here. And you guys want a few? You want some? Here you go, Bubba's. I got some salt in here for him. Oh, that. Woohoo! Okay, are these guys trained? Of course. They know the sound of food. You guys want some? Here you go, Bubba. There you go. You want some, Bubba? There you go. You're Miss Piggy. Oh, there's a little baby. She's the youngest, or he's the youngest one. All black. He's got a little white star on his head. I'll give you guys some in a minute. Okay, that's enough, guys. We'll see you. Reflect on your birthday every year. And if you feel that you are found wanting in your life, then change it up. Just change it up. I mean, in order for me to get where I'm at today, you know how much suffering I had to do? It's the way it works. What does Buddha tell you? Life is suffering, right? So learn from your suffering and try not to repeat the same suffering so you can keep on learning. And maybe, you know, you don't get your hand burnt on the stove anymore. You don't trip on your face from your shoelaces because you learned your lesson, right? Maybe you have to burn your hand 4 or 5 times before you learn your lesson on that, right? Or tie your shoes a bunch of times, or, you know, to find out what's going to work best for you is definitely, you know, that's a lifetime adventure. What's going to work best for you? And all I've done is show you what's worked best for me for the time, but you can only do things so far before you have to change it up. So keep that in mind. All right, guys, we'll see you. Aloha. Show me your wings, Hodo. Show me your wings. Here, let's take this off. He doesn't like this. Show me your wings. There you go. Show him. There you go. Show him. All right, let's show him how you fly. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. There he is, Mr. Hodo. What's up? You can hear the other guys.